They had at least 7 vehicles showcased here at the Auto Expo. They had LNG vehicles, a hydrogen fuel cell truck, a CNG truck, and they also had an electric vehicle truck as well. The company's management, the new MD Shenu Agarwal and the company's Chief Technology Officer Saravanan told me that the Boss EV will be launched in the next couple of months, and they hope for continued strong growth in the commercial vehicle segment. Listen in.
The roadmap is very clear because the future is going to be different, and therefore we want to be prepared for the future. And that is our play at the Auto Expo as well. We have nothing from diesel or old fuel here. Everything is future, right? Starting from CNG, LNG, and electric, and hydrogen, etc. Right? So
out of these technologies that you're showcasing, which one would you like to bring to market probably in the next 1 year or as early as possible?
Yeah, so I would ask the doctor.
I think the question depends on the ecosystem availability. We believe CNG ecosystem is building up quite fast. So is LNG. So we expect the CNG and LNG to come at a quicker pace, followed by EVs, of course, especially in segments where there's intracity applications where it's possible to put charges much quickly. Followed that with maybe the hydrogen-based vehicles, both the fuels and the hydrogenized. So for us, CNG, LNG, and battery electric vehicle in some segments, followed by the hydrogen-based vehicles is what we see.
Mr. Agarwal, could you give us a sense, as we move ahead and show our viewers what else is happening here at the Ashok Leyland booth, could you give us a sense of the kind of investments you're making in these different technologies? And if we were to ask you to divide it in terms of a percentage, could you explain us what will be the allocation?
Yeah, so without going with a specific number, I would say that about 70% of our capital expenditure on R&D is happening on the alternative technologies.
70% is going towards R&D technologies.
Yeah.
As we see these technologies, which are some of the products you're likely to launch in FY24?
For example, you see the Boss EV. This is a segment where you're starting to see electrification happen quite quickly, particularly short point-to-point hauls. You can actually see EVs coming to picture. So this would be probably one of the first vehicles from a non-CNG LNG perspective coming to picture. The Boss EV, which is from 10-ton to 18-ton platform, could be one of the first products to come into the market.
Right. If I were to ask you about some of the policy clarity that you need from the government at this stage to have a clear roadmap, what would that be?
I think the government has been quite active in the last couple of years. We do have reasonable amount of clarity, other than small noise once in a while, but there's reasonable clarity in terms of what the government wants to push in terms of electrification, also in terms of recent hydrogen policy. There is clarity. Now the question of investments from not just from OEM perspective, investments from the ecosystem perspective. For example, if we take electrification, there's a need for high power charging infrastructure, not just charging for the car. So that's the challenge. How does one go about it? I think we'll see. The ecosystem will evolve around.
My final question as we end, how do you expect to close FY20, FY23, and maybe some of the challenges to growth that you see in the next fiscal?
Yeah, so FY23 has been really very good for us so far, and I hope the last quarter would be more, would actually be better. We have a good tailwind because the industry is moving very well. Industry is about to reach maybe its peak this year or next year. And on top of that, we have been able to recover a lot of our market share that we had lost. So we are, from the point of market share also, we will be pretty much at our highest ever by end of this year. That is what we are hoping.
On that note, we take